Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I love to give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High God Yahweh, and I do so by Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Peace and blessings to all the brothers and sisters out there that's watching, listening, and learning. All right, so I have this article pulled up, and it says Ghana Parliament passes stringent anti-Rainbow Boy laws. Okay, which hey, this is beautiful. And I had to jump on this, right, because these are my people. As a fellow Ghanaian myself, right, this is beautiful. Right, it says if signed by the country's president, the measure would impose a prison sentence of up to 5 years for the promotion, sponsorship, or support of LGBTQ plus activities. Right, so this is what's happening. And what is really happening when you're looking at it to sense the wine or the ideology or the influence of America, which we believe to be Babylon the Great, is waning. It's fainting, right? Which goes into the precept. Go ahead and grab this in the book of Job, right? The light of the wicked is being put out, which when you read the Bible, light is a representation of wisdom when you read the Bible. Let's go ahead and grab that. This is the book of Job, chapter 18 and verse 5. It says, Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Now, like I said, when you read, right, light is symbolic of wisdom. Let's go ahead and grab this and Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. Let's go ahead and prove that. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, and verse 24. It says, For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by the reason of her pureness, right? So the context is wisdom. Jumping down to verse 26, it says, For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of the Most High, and the image of his goodness. You see that? So wisdom is the brightness of the everlasting light. Wisdom being compared unto light, right? Jumping down to verse 28, it says, For the heavenly Father loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom, for she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of stars, being compared with the light, she is found before it. All right. So again, just to reiterate how wisdom is being likened to the sun, or even more beautiful than the sun and the stars and the heavenly hosts. All right. So back to Job 18 and verse 5. It says, Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, which again, the light represents the wisdom, all right, the influence. Matter of fact, let's see what the word light, see what it says in the Hebrew. It looks like it's the Hebrew word of war. Let's see, light of life, light of instruction. See that? Instruction. So the instruction of the so-called white man is fainting, right? Because everybody in the earth, for the most part, follows America's instructions. Why is that? So that they can receive aid, right? So that they can receive help. Because considering that America is allegedly a first world country, and which is so funny. I was speaking about this with this individual in the world last night, and she was saying how America is a third world country that just has on a Gucci belt, and that's a fact. And because you see a lot of our people, they be trying to stunt like they have money. They be having a Gucci belt, designer clothing on, but they're really poor. And that is America. And that is America. America's stunting like they're just like they're just the top echelon. Hey, but this is really a poor ass country. This is a super poor country, right? If you go to the Bay Area downtown, man, go to any downtown areas, homelessness is at an all-time high. Hey, so, what Ghana is essentially saying, hey, look, you can take your foreign aid and shove it, because we know that America isn't going to go for this. America is going to try and step in and say, hey, you can't do this, and if you do that, we're going to go ahead and cut off whatever aid we're supplying to you. Hey, which a lot of these West Africans, they don't care, right? We seen what happened in Niger and I believe the Congo. Those French, those different West African countries that was colonized by the French. Those West Africans was kicking the French out. Them West Africans was kicking the Frenchmen out of their countries this past summer. Again because the hegemony of the so-called white man is going down. Nobody cares about you anymore. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and grab Obadiah. Matter of fact, let me grab Jeremiah. All right, this is all biblical prophecy, and this is happening in real lifetime. This is Jeremiah chapter 49. No, actually, yeah. Matter of fact, actually, let me go to Obadiah. Yeah, Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 2. Right, this is concerning Edom, and it says Edom will be humbled. It says, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen; thou art greatly despised." Yeah, when you go into the word for small, it's essentially the old English way of saying insignificant, right? Non-important, irrelevant. For Esau, he's not relevant anymore. All right, and he's becoming greatly despised amongst all the nations. All the nations are cursing Esau out, telling them to go back to America, calling them pigs, etc., disrespecting disrespecting them openly. Right? We saw how Joe Biden, he went to Saudi Arabia and he tried to give the Prince of Saudi a handshake, and the Prince of Saudi dissed him. He's like, "Yeah, nah, bro," And then after their meeting, the Prince of Saudi met up with Russia. You have you have alleged American allies openly coming out saying like, "Hey, listen, we got to stop relying on America," and saying that they want to get with the BRIC alliance openly. So again, this is how we know that the rulership of the so-called white man is over. And it was prophesied in the Bible that he was only going to rule for a short season anyway. This is Revelation 20 and verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And this bottomless pit in Revelation the 20th chapter represents Europe, because when you go into a pit is essentially a grave, right? Just completely desolate. Nothing is there, just dirt, right? Similar to Europe. All right, this bottomless pit is dealing with Europe. Why? Because Europe is completely depleted of natural resources. That's why the Europeans, the so-called white men, had to go around and they had to colonize the dark nations. That's why they had to, rape, rob, and pillage, because they didn't have any natural resources. So it's a pit. It's just a grave. It's dead. It's just completely dead over there. Right, verse 2, and it says, "And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years." And when you go into it, when you read Revelation, the 12th chapter, the great red dragon is dealing with the western half of the Roman Empire. Right, because when you keep reading down in that chapter, it tells you how that dragon was standing before the male child, trying to devour on the male child. Right, and we already know who was trying to kill Yahushua when he was born, and that was King Herod, along with along with the Roman army. Right, verse 3, it says, "And he cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season." See that? So Esau, the so-called white man, has been loosed for a little season, right? And that little season started in 14 and roughly around 1492, all right, during the Renaissance period, which Renaissance is a French word which means rebirth, rebirth of who? Rebirth, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, right? Starting with the Spanish, the French, right, and the British, right? Those were the main European nations, that colonized the world, essentially, right? The British, the Spanish, the French, they had their hands everywhere, right? America originally was called New France and New Spain, right? Because different parts of America was colonized by those two European nations. And this little season, as the Bible says, is little. It's almost up. It's almost over. And this is a telltale sign as more of these nations are moving away from this. And this is beautiful, right? Which showing you that the Most High, the Heavenly Father, right? He's about to send his son back real soon. This is Job 20 verse 5. It says, or verse 4, it says, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite moment." See, that's what the triumphing of the wicked is short, right? The wicked, rejoicing and having fun and being in power, right? It's only short. It's only short, and we see that, right? We see how we watch these movies like Paid in Full, Shotas, Belly, right? We see how the drug dealers, they be living life for a couple years, and then eventually they get shot. All the dirt, all the dirt, all the wickedness that they have sown, that they done sown over the years, they eventually reap it. It get reaped, and that's what's happening to the so-called white man. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab this real quick, and I'm gonna read a bit more of that article. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, and verse 19 in the NLT. It says, "There is no healing for your wound," meaning what? America's done. "Your injury is fatal. All who hear of your destruction will clap their hands for joy. Where can anyone be found who has not suffered from your continual cruelty?" You see? So because of the so-called white man oppressing everybody in the earth, right? When you get destroyed, everybody's gonna be clapping their hands. Like, yes, no more tyranny from these people, from this guy. And then who's gonna Yikwa, Jacob. So it says Ghana's parliament passed legislation on Wednesday that intensifies a crackdown on the rights of LGBTQ people and those promoting lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer identities in the West African country, which is a good thing, because they know that 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 ideology, that way of thinking, is death, right? That doesn't promote life. That's why Esau, he has to. When I say Esau, I'm meaning the so-called white man, mainly the elites, right? They have to create artificial wombs, which artificial. Let's look up the word artificial. Let's go ahead and look what that word means. Artificial. It's not natural. See that? Not natural or spontaneous. But yeah, not natural. It's not natural. It is not natural. So that's what the word artificial means. It means not natural. So for him to have to go out his way to create a womb so that men can give birth to children, that shows you that that's not how nature goes. You see? two two people of the same gender cannot come together and procreate. So just imagine if, we were all stuck. Just imagine if the same sex was stuck on a island by themselves. And let's just say that they're the only people. There are like there's nobody in touch. There's no airplanes, no nothing. So you have to stay. So you have to stay on that island and try to populate the island, right? But but how you do that? How would you do that if the island was just full of women, or the island was just full of men? It's not possible. You see what I'm saying? But if you at least had one man on the island with 10 women, then then Slovakia, then that island would be populated. See what I'm saying? Because that is the natural order of things. But because of so-called white man's ideology, wicked ideology, people are now just people are now just going crazy, right? They think that the Most High is wrong, and this what I'm saying will be considered hate, not understanding. But you people clearly don't understand. You people are blinded by wokeism, or you people are blinded to to the fact that you can do whatever you want. All right, home of the free. Yeah, free to be wicked, right? But if you're saying things like this, they'll get at you. Hey, but I thought this was, my personal belief. This is my personal preference. Hey, but this is good. Hey, more countries are going to start doing this. I believe it was South Africa. I forgot where, but they also did the same thing last summer. So again, the light of the wicked is being put out. So, Yahweh Tazah, your brothers and sisters were edified. Until next time, Shalom.